Alright, we're just gonna go for it. Grand finale here. We're doing something a little different. You'll see what I mean here in a minute. Now here we are. 7 deadly sins. Week 7. Pride. Sit down and be humble. If you know what it is, you know what it is. So what is pride? Well, as defined, it is a feeling or deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements. The achievements of those with whom one is closely associated, or from qualities or possessions that are widely admired. Thank you for your kind words in regards to my PowerPoints. They mean a lot. You could say I'm quite proud of them. So today we're talking about pride, right? So I have been described as a meek, kind of quiet, unprideful person before. And when I first heard the word meek, I thought that was something to be ashamed of because it rhymed with weak. And so I assumed they were associated, right? It wasn't until recently that I found where pride was hiding in my life. I'm very hard on myself. I set standards for myself. I say I want to be this person, and if I ever fall short of that, I just beat myself up about it. I say I'm not the best person I can be. I'm failing myself, regardless of who else feels bad about it. I'm letting myself down. These expectations, as it turns out, were based off people I observed in my life. I would go about a daily routine and maybe see someone treat their girlfriend poorly, or see someone else just be rude to the cashier, or see someone just, not show up to work, turn something in late. I would see someone make a mistake and say, I'm gonna be better than that, right? And so, without saying the words out loud, I was saying to myself, I was going to be better than someone else. So there I was, I lived my life not swearing, being as polite and PG rated as possible, trying to be the certified goody two-shoes church boy for my whole life. But then I realized, am I doing it for me? Or am I doing it because it's what God wants? Am I really doing the right thing here? I know for a fact I'm not the only person with a pride problem. And typically this is the part where I'm going to start thinking of witty examples that click with you, but it's not the plan here. But if this sounds like you, I'm not sorry. So, pride causes some of us to refuse help. Let's say you find yourself with a burden that's way too heavy for you, but you're the strong guy, or the strong girl, I don't care. You can handle this. You're a macho man girl, dude, bro, girl. You don't need anyone else to help you. So you're going to continue by yourself, and it's going to hurt, and it's going to crush you, and people will offer you help, but you've got this. You don't need them. So you fall. And they ask, why didn't you take my help? Well, because you got this. You don't need it. Pride causes some of us to refuse to lose. There are people in this world that will argue something that is wrong, even when they know it is wrong, because they so badly want to be right. You will begin an argument. You will think you're correct, and your opponent can clearly state a truth, and you realize, oh, I'm not right. Doesn't matter, because you're a winner. You don't lose. God created you to be a champion. You're going to be the one that shows what victory looks like. You're not going to let this go. And so you fight for something that's not even true. You refuse to lose. And pride makes us afraid. It creates weakness in you, the strong person, the winner. Your pride is your weak spot. Because of pride, we're terrified of being weak. We don't want anyone to know that we're going through a hard time. We don't want anyone to know we can't do this right now. We don't want anyone to know that we're scared of this because we've never done it before. Because you are that person that's got it. We're embarrassed of failure. If people have seen you succeed before and they've applauded you and they've called out your name as someone who's great at doing this one thing, you don't want them to know that you didn't succeed this last time. Because of your pride, you're not going to let anyone know that you messed up. Because of your pride, you're going to be scared of being ignored. Let's say you have a ton of friends. Approximately 80% of this campus knows who you are and at least 3 fun facts about you. If you go without being spoken to, or people just don't say hi to you, that's not going to sit right with you. Because your pride tells you you're the guy, you're the girl. People know who you are. They will say hello to you and they will love you. And when they don't give that to you, it's going to mess you up. Once we get that initial taste of power, victory, love, whatever that thing is for you, that just satisfied you, you will do anything to maintain it. You will do anything to make sure no one sees you as weak, no one overlooks you, and that no one sees you fail. Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 says, "Do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit. Rather, in humility, value others above yourselves." Value others above yourself. I won't repeat it a third time, but maybe I will for points, but maybe I won't. Right here, God is saying clearly that we need to stop living life for ourselves, right? If you are succeeding, if you are getting stronger, if you are making yourself known just so that you can feel good about you, and you just ignore what's going on in their lives, in humility, you are not. Valuing others, you are not. And you are only living for yourself. He created us for community. The gifts that you have, don't let them become a pride for you, but allow them to be a gift for someone else. These things are not meant to make you good for you, but it's meant to be good for others, right? So let's think of areas in your life that you fight to maintain, right? So I'm gonna just give a few prompts, and this is the part where I don't do so much talking, but honestly, you don't either. I don't want your answers. I want you to answer yourself. I want you to talk to God. Maybe now, if you're one of those people that can just kind of pray while you talk and listen, do that. I just want you to think, right? These things in your life that you fight for, are they for your own benefit? Is it just for you? Are you the one that never takes orders from others? And if you're told what to do, you just go along with it. It doesn't really matter what they tell you to do. Are you the one that refuses to lose an argument, even when you're wrong? Are you the one that will never accept help and just let life kick you? When you're down, when you're up, it'll just kick you. Are you one of these people? See, we all have a pride problem, right? I'm not here to stand up and say, you guys suck. But as I clearly put at the beginning, I do too, right? We all have that one thing we don't want to give up. Honestly, for me, it's the PowerPoints. I mean, I get done with a lesson, I hear applause, you guys are, oh, that's great, and that's my crutch. Right? I don't have to be a good speaker. I just have to make something funny, and I can get by, right? We all have that one thing that we just value so much that gets us through, right? But we need to value each other, just as Philippians chapter 2, verse 3 says. That's the third mention, by the way. When I'm doing these PowerPoints, honestly, I could care less about how much you get out of it, because I get my grade. I make you laugh. I feel good about myself. I think I'm a good teacher. So I have to put myself in this situation where I've been up here for probably 7 minutes talking with a blank screen, right? You have to put yourself in these situations where you don't have that crutch. You don't have that feed that just makes you feel like you're good again. Instead of refusing to take orders, if that's you, we can show love to one another by willingly obeying someone who might be your team leader or your teacher, or maybe your ministry team leader, or maybe it's, I don't know, you're in a group project and one person's taking lead. Go with it, show respect. It's not that big of a deal. Instead of arguing for the sake of victory, what about seeking out peace and understanding? Is that so wrong? I mean, soft taco, hard taco, does it really matter? Think about what you're doing to each other over the way you eat a taco, all right? It's honestly pretty barbaric. Instead of letting our burdens just crush us to death, we can take the help offered to us. You don't have to be the strong man and count your scars because you decided to fall without help. You can be the strong man that made it through life because you took help from others. The bottom line is that we're all living in pride, even if you don't see it at first. There is something in your life that you hold on to that makes you feel good about who you are. And it's something that benefits you. This is your pillar that makes your house stand up. But there's another pillar that you can't tear down. That's been there the whole time. And you built these decorative ones that make you feel pretty. God is that pillar. He's the one that built you. He's the one that stands you up and gives you abilities and gives you reason. You don't need all these things that lift you up. You've always been held up. You can take the other stuff out and you'll still be great.
Amen.